Spanning from the Pacific Northwest down to the Mexican border, the Western Energy Imbalance Market, or WEIM, is a staggering achievement of regional coordination. Operated by the California Independent System Operator, the WEIM routes excess power across state lines in 5-minute increments. Since 2014, this system has generated over $5 billion in gross benefits. But as the multi-gigawatt demands of the AI boom crash into this established Western grid, the system is hitting a hard physical wall. The pioneers driving this boom represent a massive convergence of advanced compute, custom silicon, raw energy, physical logistics, and institutional capital. These entities operate across multiple dimensions simultaneously, maintaining distinct cyber, physical, social, and sovereign identities all at once. Yet despite their advanced digital velocity, these pioneers rely completely on heavy, legacy physical infrastructure to actually turn the lights on. The crisis of the current era is the violent collision between one-dimensional digital ambition moving in milliseconds and the deeply entangled physical reality of the Earth. This creates the imbalance illusion. The WEIM is phenomenally efficient at trading existing electrons, but it is blind to the physical friction required to build the infrastructure that generates them. When a hyperscaler builds a new 2-gigawatt data center in Nevada or Arizona, they do not face a 5-minute delay. They face a 5 to 7-year physical transmission queue and enter multi-year sovereign permitting battles spanning countless local jurisdictions. And they must navigate the deep, unyielding ecological constraints of the drought-stricken Colorado River Basin. This intersection of variables is the wicked edge. Digital ambition violently striking 7-dimensional physical grid queues and 4-dimensional sovereign state laws. Currently, the market treats these collisions as isolated crises. Environmentalists sue developers, utilities fight with tech companies, and billions of dollars in capex get trapped in ghost queues, years-long waiting lists with no clear resolution. This friction is not a temporary anomaly to be waited out. It is the exact systemic failure proving that our legacy project management frameworks must evolve. We do not have to choose between a fragmented, fragile Western grid and a federally dictated top-down infrastructure monopoly. We also do not have to choose between scaling artificial intelligence compute capacity and protecting the ecological water tables of the West. The WEIM has already proven the power of the and. Sovereign states and competing utilities will collaborate if you give them a mathematically secure environment to do so. To survive the current infrastructure boom, the West must transition from a simple energy imbalance market to a kinetic co-creation market. We must pull these massive new data centers and transmission lines into a neutral maturation environment, governed by a 15-layer OSI protocol stack. This environment provides a universal translation for incompatible legacy contracts and distinct ecological boundaries. Resolving multi-jurisdictional friction requires aggregating all macroeconomic and cyber-physical domains into this single, neutral coordination space. The greatest hallucination in legacy project management is the belief that a multi-billion-dollar project must completely untangle its regulatory friction in a theoretical vacuum before a single shovel hits the ground. Capital requires momentum. Forcing a $10 billion facility to sit in a void for 5 years, waiting for perfect alignment, guarantees the financing will collapse. Inside the maturation environment, we manage time through a strict 3-phase physical physics. Phase 1 is synchronization. Before dirt is moved, the enterprise, state regulators, and grid operators enter the facility conceptually. They use the OSI stack to precisely map out the exact spatial coordinates and constraints, ensuring they don't dig a hole in the wrong place. This phase ensures absolute alignment on both the physical and sovereign realities, preventing critical capital from being deployed into a functionally unbuildable location. Phase 2 is the active build. Shovels hit the dirt and the concrete is poured. The breakthrough is the facility is actively constructed inside a highly managed T+15 synchronous state. The T+15 buffer provides a live, biological testing environment where the project can mature alongside the physical world. As construction begins, the facility violently collides with living, shifting brownfield realities. Because the project is operating at T+15, the human collaborators have a built-in temporal buffer to audit and adjust the facility in real time. State regulators, environmental stewards, and grid engineers use this buffered time to actively adapt the build to localized politics or supply chain shortages. Within this state, external friction does not kill the deal. The friction actively stress tests and hardens the physical asset. Finally, we reach Phase 3, T+0 collapse. Physical construction is complete and the transmission lines are tethered. The T+15 buffer has successfully absorbed and resolved previous sovereign, ecological, and construction friction. The biological airlock drops and the portal goes completely live. The ecosystem collapses into a singular execution, operating at a continuous T+0 state. We achieve the seamless streaming of advanced compute, fiat capital, and clean megawatts across the West. The WEIM proved that the geographical borders of the 20th century do not have to block the energy of the 21st. But trading energy was only the first step in a larger architectural evolution. By providing a structured environment for advanced technology and sovereign states to re-engineer the space between themselves, we systematically resolve the structural bottlenecks behind ghost queues. This new framework untethers trapped capital and allows the best of our shared human intelligence to orchestrate the physical world. Macro-systemic architecture shifts the focus from balancing energy deficits toward the creation of a coherent, thriving continent.